All right, everybody, welcome to another Corey B MTG Modern video here. Today, I wanted to kind of wait to record this video until I really got confirmation that, well, Nadu is here to stay at least for another week. No emergency ban, anything like that of the card that people were kind of speculating on was going to happen. And since that's not the case, I'm going to just lean into playing this deck because, you know, I'm starting to get to the point where I have SCG Baltimore next weekend, so I highly doubt they'll take action on it now. And it's probably just going to happen at the next ban and restricted announcement. If it happens at all, I mean, hey, maybe it doesn't. Who knows anymore? But so that means that we are going to be in a bird world here for a little bit. So we might as well lean into it because, well, Modern's still my favorite format, and I still want to play a good amount of it, especially with the upcoming SCG. So I wanted to walk you through the list that I'm more than likely just going to lock in. I've been having some really good results with the deck. I think it's incredibly powerful. I think this is the best Breach deck I've ever played. And one of the best Modern decks I've ever played. Like, full stop. You know, Urza, Oko, those kind of decks are definitely above it. But, you know, it's close. This is definitely competing, as I think this deck is incredible. So let's walk through a little bit of what this deck is trying to do. So the main idea of the deck is Underworld Breach, Grinding Station, and Mox Amber. When paired together with a blue creature, I will be able to add infinite blue, I guess not infinite, as much as my deck allows, usually around 12 blue or so. Doesn't really matter because I'm milling my whole deck, and then I'm eventually casting Thassa's Oracle. So that's the main combo of the deck, but we have a bunch of other little things going on here as well. I'm also a Nadu deck. So this is a deck that, this is another blue legend, which really cares about Mox Amber. We have 3 blue legends, Emery, Tamiyo, and Nadu now, that all help produce mana for Mox Amber. But Nadu does plenty more than that, I must say, y'all. So I am still a Shuko Nadu deck, and you might think, well, this isn't really doing the Nadu thing that well. You're not comboing off with Springheart Nantuko and milling your whole deck, endurancing your lands away, Bosejoing all their lands out of water, yeah, blah, blah, blah. We don't need to do that. Most of the time when I get Nadu and Shuko going, there's plenty of times when I just win the game on the spot. You know, in the sense where I get a couple lands, I cast Breach, Grinding Station, I get it going. If not, you know, I end the turn with 4 creatures in play, and a handful of disruption, and I'm usually pretty ready to go on the following turn as far as a combo. So, you know, there's definitely some spots where this Nadu deck isn't as powerful as, you know, Bant Nadu, which I still probably believe is the best deck in the format. I don't think I'm finely tuned enough with this list to call this the best deck, but this is definitely a tier 1 strategy, and I think it is the second best deck right now, if I'm being honest. So still have those combos to do there with Nadu and Breach, but some of the other facilitators in the deck, Tamiyo is kind of the main card that enables this deck. I wouldn't have even thought about trying Breach again if it wasn't for just having a blue legend. That's a 1-drop that doesn't die to Bowmaster and run in 6. Regavan was the card that was in this spot before, and after it kept dying to Bowmaster, Ren and 6, all these pings and stuff, and Regavan's just not very good right now. There's a lot of 1/1s walking around. There's a lot of 0/3s walking around. I think Grazer is pretty close to unplayable, which I know is kind of wild. But Tamiyo is just great. Being able to draw some cards definitely comes up. I've flipped this thing, and the Planeswalker has been pretty nice, but mostly it is the 1 blue legend. That's the main thing. Now, it also makes artifacts to make Emery cheaper. So Tamiyo curves perfectly into a turn 2 Emery without any other artifact help. That's a nice little synergy. And then one other nice piece of synergy here is the -3. You can return target instant or sorcery from your graveyard to your hand. If it's green, add 1 mana of any color. Normally you're like, well, we don't have a lot of instants and sorceries. We have 2 of them in the deck, but it works really well with 1 of them. So returning Unholy Heat, it's the go-to removal spell in this deck. We have so many different types that getting Delirium is basically trivial. And another card that helps with getting Delirium is Malevolent Rumble. This card Jason Yee was talking about when Jason was at the Pro Tour dominating with Bant Nadu. And Jason was just saying this card is basically Ponder. You know, it's basically a 1-mana Ponder because you get a mana back. Ends up being really good. But with the flip side of Tamiyo, you can negative this and it's a free better than Ponder. You know, like you get a mana back. So it ends up being a really cool combo there. We also have one Haywire Might to fetch up with Urza Sagas to be able to destroy other problematic artifacts and enchantments. And then in the board, I really think this is kind of the final form of the sideboard I want. I've been fine-tuning it for the last 3 or 4 weeks since I got back from Pro Tour Amsterdam and a little bit before. And I think I'm finally where I want it to be. First and foremost, 4 consigned to memory is a telling statement. It definitely is. But it just shows how bad the Tron matchup can be if you're not prepared for it. That being said, we're going to be starting a league here where I played the first 2 matches. We're going to bring you the last 3 matches. And I was like, I'll test this out before I record the video the next day. It was against 2 Tron decks, and I 2-0'd them both. Very much thanks to consigned to memory in the sideboard. 2 Negate might look pretty strange, as Negate just doesn't feel like a modern level powerful card. But mainly this is to counter Wrath of the Skies and Karn. There's really not many cards that counter both of them effectively, as Spell Pierce is usually the card that I like in this spot. But when your opponent just goes Wrath of the Sky on turn 4 and they only pay 2 mana and they have 2 energy left over, I had Spell Pierce in my head and I'm like, all right, never again. You know, like let's have a way to counter it. Invasive Surgery is an option for Wrath of the Skies, but it doesn't counter Karn, doesn't counter the One Ring, all these other problematic spells. So I just landed on 2 Negate. If you got a better idea for a better counter spell, I'm all ears. Then we got 2 Force of Negation. I was thinking about just playing 4 Force, but I didn't want to have that many 3-mana spells. So I didn't want to do that. Flare of Denial was another card that I've tested, but once again, is a bit of a liability if you don't have a blue creature. So we're going with 2 Negate, 2 Force for now. 3 Dismember. This is pretty much just for Bat Nadu. I want to go up to 7 ways to kill Nadu in my main deck. And then I'm just a combo deck that's just as fast as them, but I have a lot of disruption in my deck where they don't. You know, I've only played against it once so far, but I did crush them. So take it with a grain of salt. Then I have the 1 Lightning Bolt. That's just whenever I want to bring in, like right now, I don't really sideboard against Burn, Boros Energy, those kind of decks, just because I don't have any cards I want to bring in. So I mainly just brought that in because I want to take out 1 Shuko against those decks. So it's just a product of wanting to have 1 more piece of removal against hyper-aggressive decks. Lightning Bolt ends up being the best option. Then we got Soul Guide Lantern and Tormod's Crypt. These come in a lot of the same matchups for Goryo's Vengeance, Living End, any graveyard deck. Pretty easy there. Storm definitely comes in. And then Pithing Needle comes in a decent amount of things. Mainly just Bant Nadu. That's kind of the one that's on the top of my head. But, Pithing Needle is the type of card that when you play against the matchup, you know you want it. Like you play against Belcher or something, you're like, yeah, all right, I want that. Not so good against Tron, as you have to kill Karn where you can't just needle it. But can be good against the One Ring and stuff too, so plenty of applications with Pithing Needles. So, all right, y'all, let's play some Magic. We got the Malevolent Rumble with a green source on 2. We don't have blue, but the Rumble's pretty good at finding that. Plus a Bauble to draw some extra cards. Yeah, this hand's perfectly reasonable. Normally I'm like, yeah, this hand looked pretty medium, but the power of Malevolent Rumble has just been so apparent these last few days here. Now, I'm going to look, I was thinking of looking at the top of mine, but I'm going to look at the top of theirs. It is Opulent Pride. If we hit Unholy Heat here, we feel kind of bad, but I'm not going to take 2 damage out of nowhere against a aggressive deck, just for the chance of hitting here. So glad we didn't. Now next turn, being able to go Urza Saga, Malevolent Rumble, Mox Amber is not so bad. And then try to get in the way of some of these creatures, as this is a Boros energy deck more than likely. Maybe a little different with something like this. Okay, so blue-red, now we have the option to play Steam Vents. I still think, since we don't have anything to do next turn, it's just time to get Saga going. Start getting some blockers, and hopefully find a Nadu. You know, maybe the goal for Sagas, it used to just be make constructs and stuff like that. Now it's get it out there as fast as possible, and get it to Chapter 3, get it to Chapter 3 so that you can get a Shuko and Nadu. But, ooh, look at this, y'all. This is the power of Malevolent Rumble. Being able to put Grinding Station in the yard and an Emery into hand, we might just win the game next turn. We might just win the game. We'll see what our opponent does, but definitely not out of the realm for us to win next turn, thanks to the ramp of Malevolent Rumble. Like, Malevolent Rumble just did everything. It put our other combo piece into the yard. It found us the blue legend. Like, it's just incredible. If we would have played Saga on turn 1, we would have for sure won. But, let's see. Okay. So, that doesn't matter too much. I do still get to get a land, right? We did hit one of our mountains. That could have been bad. I don't think this matters. So, 2... Does look like we are 1 mana short right now. We'll see what we draw. If we draw a 0 mana artifact, that's game. I think that counts. I think that counts. Because that, yeah, that probably counts. Do I even need to do the math? Okay, so I play a drum. I use drum, I tap the spawn, play Emery. Yep, that's it. That did it. Oh, baby. Turn 3 kill. Welcome to Temur Breach, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Temur Breach. Okay, so I'll show you the combo here. Blue, red, Breach. Incredible. Incredible. I guess they could have something. Ah! Okay. And since we hit Mox Amber, we're actually able to still win. Incredible. Okay. Threw a Solitude on turn 3. We needed the second Mox now, otherwise they would have disrupted us, so our Emery flipping stuff over actually did the trick here. Let's see what they hit. Yeah. Wow. Okay, and now I think we can play around them having another Solitude. So, if I play the Mox first... Let's see if I have enough resources for this. I think I do. All right, Mox, get rid of these 3. Emery, get rid of these 3. Yep, okay. So I just barely do. I definitely squeaking by here, I'll tell you that. All right, so now you go like this. Play Emery. You want to do that first in case they have Solitude, because then I still get to add the blue mana. And now Grinding Station. And there we go. Now you sack with the trigger on the stack. I'll show you some tricks on how to speed this up once we have guaranteed that we do it. But this kind of stuff is boring, so feel free to fast forward through this part of the video. They are dead, but of course I recommend you watching it a few times on how I do it. So always... So you don't want to... All right. So here's a trick. If you sacrifice a thing, so now you make it so Mox Amber is about to come into play untapped, or come into play, and then Grinding Station is coming, you can not lose any valuable by always yes, always yield, and save targets. So now it's just many less clicks. And here they go. So this does look like just mono white. And, you know, if they have another one, I guess it just doesn't matter at this point. We have the prerequisite amount of mana, so there's nothing that they can have. Another Solitude doesn't do it. It might have done something earlier there because we were a little low on resources, but as it stands now, it just doesn't matter. Just combo, make sure you don't hit the Thassa's Oracle. Pretty trivial here. I usually like to time myself by playing Pretty Ricky, Grind With Me. Not a very appropriate song as far as streaming would go or my YouTube DMC strikes. So I won't play it on this video, but that's a good way to time yourself. It's about a 3-minute and 20-second song. You should be able to combo before that's done, and you got to practice on getting fast with it, as this can really matter in tournaments. But the one nice thing is this deck is much faster than Nadu at comboing. You know, just a little easier. Each couple clicks is 3 cards instead of each click being 1 card type thing. And people will make you do it, and they should, because they get to see your whole deck. So there's absolutely no reason to not make you do it here. Now there's only 1 card left in deck, so 1 Solitude doesn't actually do anything. So I can safely go for it here. If they Solitude Thassa's Oracle on the stack, we still have 1 blue pip, and we win the game. A GG. Okay, mono white. This is going to be one of those matchups where more than likely I don't want to change anything except the 1 Shuko, the 1 extra Shuko, or the 1 extra Mox Amber, but I like being faster usually. Now, you can kind of do the Magic Online trick. This is just good advice for anyone who is playing. You go to Google, and your opponents are probably doing this to you, you know, so it's probably a good thing to do. You type in your opponent's name and MTGO, and if they have recent results, it would pop up. My opponent does not, so no idea of what they're playing, so we just kind of have to guess. But like I said, we don't change very much. I'm leaving in the Haywire Might because whatever kind of hate cards they could bring in for the combo, it's going to stop them. And it's just worth the risk. If they don't have any, it's still a fine creature you can search up and block. The only other card is Dismember. And I do kind of want to bring in 1 maybe for 1 Mox. Totally reasonable, especially mono white isn't going to have that kind of reach where they're going to be dealing me a lot of damage to my face. So I think 1 Dismember is totally fine. Against aggressive decks, though, you don't want to get too carried away with that. That's definitely for Nadu. A deck that just doesn't attack you, it's a creature combo deck, then they're really good. Okay, this looks good. We have our 1 of removal spell we brought in. Grinding Station, which is bad, you don't really want. And then, honestly, Drum isn't great either, but turn 1 Drum, turn 2 Rumble into Bolt is pretty sweet. You can even go turn 2 Rumble into Grinding Station with that combo. Malevolent Rumble keeps just impressing y'all. Every single time I draw the card, I'm just like, wow, this is the best card in my deck. All right, so we can get the Temur combo here of red-blue. All right, opponent kept, as will we. Or we can get Steam Vents if we need to bolt. You know, Opulent Pride or a whatever of Souls. Probably got to kill either one of them. Guide of Souls. So, okay, that's good. Now we're just on a Shuko hunt, aka Urza Saga as well. So we'll start by bobbling ourselves, see if we want to fetch now. We're going to draw a Breeding Pool. I think I'm pretty content drawing a land here. So I'm going to then just play a land and say go, draw the card, and then we can kill this. All right, we can wait though. There's usually not any protection spells, so we can have them show off what they're gonna do. And maybe if they play in a Johnny, we think about killing that instead. Now we for sure bolt Guide of Souls because Opulent Pride kind of does nothing. 2 Steam Vents in the deck. Bolt it down. Green, white. Okay. Interesting. All right, let's get to rumbling. I'm going to keep the Besagio around just in case. Shuko. The combo also works. I see no reason to not get Breach. We're still a little ways away from the combo, but not horrifically far away. Still need... We got a 0-drop. Opulent Pride's gonna be able to connect. That's okay. Now next turn we could just do Nadu or Rumble to really set up a lethal, but usually Nadu, because everybody's so focused on Nadu that they'll go to kill it right away. We'll get a trigger, and then they're distracted, and then I combo the next turn. That's usually how these play patterns work out. And I can even go Drum into Nadu is an option. Now, if we top deck Mox Amber, there's a chance we just win as well. Haywire Might. Okay. All right, so now as long as they have green mana open, we can not combo. So it's definitely Nadu time. Okay. I think I would rather... So if I want to think about Ottawaring it or Besejuing it. Besejuing is definitely easier. Yeah, let's do that. So let's go with the Drum. Blue, green. We don't want to sacrifice it yet if we don't have to. And we got a bird. Nothing to go with it yet, so it's going to just be a chill blocker. But 3/4 blocker. It's a real thing. Opponent's at 4 cards in hand, not a ton. I'm wondering if they're like a Heliod style deck. Like green-white combo finish of some way. If they're just beat down, there's no way we're going to lose. But if they're a Heliod combo deck, we could definitely just lose out of nowhere. Now remember, Beseju does only cost 1. So we could be somewhat close to comboing even through a Haywire Might next turn. Probably need a land. Haven't done the specific math. Beseju, Breach, 1, 2. Yeah, actually, we do have it wrapped up next turn. Okay, that will definitely stop it. Now, if we hit a land off Nadu, I think we still have it. Nope. All right. Oh, but now they don't have green for Haywire Might. So this might be over. They could have a Solitude. So I think we go for it here. All right, Breach, Grinding Station, blue. So we have 1 extra mana to spare. So that should mean no matter, even if they have a Solitude, it doesn't matter. So let's go for it, shall we? Is there a way I can play around Solitude? One thing I don't think I can beat is Force of Vigor. So if they have that and a bunch of green cards, they got me. I just can't envision they have that. So just thinking the best way to play around what they could have. And I think the best way is to Underworld Breach, then Grinding Station. And have 2 blue mana left over. So we want to go like this. All right. All right, red. Breach. We're going to start by getting a bauble back. Now we're going to sack this for mana. Play the Grinding Station. Now we're going to sack bauble with this trigger on the stack. Now we're going to untap. And sack the drum. Okay, now we did not hit Mox Amber yet. So until we do, we're just going to keep bobbling. This is going to protect us from a Solitude by doing it like this. So yes, sack. There it is. Now we'll show you exactly how to do it. Just in case. So now we'll put a Mox Amber in play. Untap. Emery time. Now we got an Emery. Add a blue. Yep. Now it just doesn't matter because we did it like that. Now we have Tamiyo. We could also Unholy Heat Emery, but we just don't need to. All right, so now we sacrifice this. And now I kind of want to just show them that I didn't even need another card in hand. Because we go like this. Like, look, a Solitude just doesn't do anything. Yeah, I'm not even going to show them the card in hand. Because check out this. Now we go get rid of this. Emery and a bauble. Here it is again. Blue. Add 4. Gotta just be frustrating when you're like, ah, this Solitude has to do it, right? And then you just keep going. And now we're off to the races. Now we can do it the fast way. Always yes, always yield. Blue, save targets. Target me. Boom. All right, keep it going. There we go. We've officially bonked. I mean, that was a masterclass of the deck right there. It was just like the deck just operating on all cylinders. They had aggressive draws. They had disruptive draws. It just shows that the pitch elementals are not what I'm afraid of. I'm not afraid of endurance either. If it comes up where we have to play around that, I'll show you how to play around that. And yeah, deck sweet. Let's play 2 more matches. Okay. Yeah, it's a perfectly fine hand. We are going to keep. Now, what to fetch out is important here, and this is a good lesson to get us going on this. As Scalding Tarn's your best fetch land, so save that for last if you can. And then it's, do you get Steam Vents or Breeding Pool first? Most of the time I would always be like just Steam Vents, but we're kind of more of a green deck than we are of red deck. So I think in case we top deck Urza's Saga, I want to go Misty for Breeding Pool. And then we'll play our artifacts. Chuko. Opponent probably thinks we're a much different deck with this start. We'll play this and then we'll say go. I don't think I want to pop the bauble because we already know what we're going to play next turn, and it makes Emery cheaper, so I think we can be patient with this. Ooh, okay, it's that deck. Well, thank God we were on the play. Okay, got the land, so we can just try to find Nadu with Rumble here. That would be ideal. Let's get blue-red. Let's get ready to rumble! We're pretty far away from the actual combo, so trying to find Nadu here is definitely what I want to do. As next turn, we just get to start by drawing 4 cards. Not the case. So now it's, do we want Tamiyo or do we want just a Mox Amber here? I think I just want Mox Amber and try to hustle out. That means I can sack the bauble. All right, so let's do that. Equip the Scion, because why not? And we want to bauble now before they have Bowmaster. Bowmaster shooting our spawn is already pretty annoying if it happens. Yeah, Malevolent Rumble gets a little worse if you play against Bowmaster decks, but meh. All right, now let's see what they got. Okay, Nadu, please. Okay, we're at least closer to the combo. I'd still kind of prefer to do some bird stuff. I want to show you all the aspects of this deck. All right, that's a little bit of a bummer. Our hand's just pretty good. I think they have to take the breach, and then hopefully we can just find stuff with Rumble. Now, if they get to take 2, taking Rumble and Breach is pretty bad for us. And I mean, they already put one of these onto the battlefield, so would assume they have another one. But could just be evoking this to make sure the coast is clear for Necropotence. Necro Dominance next turn. Opponent deep in the tank. So I'm deep in the coffee. Well, while our opponent is in the tank, one reminder, everyone, is if you're interested in this deck and a sideboard guide for it, I'll be writing one up here this week and next week to get ready. Opponent's comment, I'll tell you about it. To get ready for next week at SCG Baltimore. So if you're interested, the Patreon link should be below in the description. Opponents had another new Nadu deck that I don't understand. That's really funny. Okay. Okay. Let's start with Emery. If we find Grinding Station, we win. We got a lot of looks to find it, too. There it is. You're about to find out, opponent. You are about to find out. Okay, so I guess I can get red. Blue, red. Now, I guess if they have a removal spell, I'm kind of screwed here. If they have a removal spell for Emery, I can just draw a billion cards off Bauble. I guess that's worth it. And I mean, they could just have a fatal push. Still think it's worth it. Guess I could attack first. Just doesn't really matter. All right, here is a breach. Yeah, if they do have a fatal push, this could get nasty, as I don't think there's a way I can play around it right now. So we're just gonna go for it. All right, so sack the Mox. Untap. Play Mox Amber. And if this gets to add 1 mana, the game's over. Okay. All right, so now we can sack Shuko, I guess. God, do they have anything? I don't think so. We're going to do this the slow way, just in case there is something that I'm forgetting that Mono Black has. So the slow way is just making sure you always have a trigger to untap it. If they had a Soul Spike or something and they wanted to wait, that would be quite funny. But even if they Soul Spike their entire hand away, they're not going to win. That's so funny. Another new Nadu deck that I don't understand. I feel you, opponent. I feel you. Okay. Now, you know, feel free to fast forward a little bit, chat. I don't want to fast forward it or cut this part out or anything in the video, as I want people to know how to combo and stuff here. But this game is over. More than likely. I mean, there could be something I'm forgetting here, but I don't think there is. All right, and so far we haven't dropped a game this league. We are 7-0 in games. Pretty good. Pretty good. All right. I guess we can save targets, technically. The one thing to speed it up. Doesn't affect combos, so save targets. I didn't add the blue this time, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, you don't need to keep adding the blue. I just think it's a good habit to get into. Sack, sack, sack. And feel free to be playing Pretty Ricky's Grind with me as we're going off. That's what's going on in my head constantly. So, you know, if you want to be cool and know what's going on in the brain of this weird streamer, then here you go. I love where this list is at, y'all. I'm so excited for Baltimore now. I was not very excited after the Pro Tour. I was like, I don't even want to go anymore. But now I'm really excited for this. Legacy's going to be whatever. I'll be playing that as well. All right, so we want to go all the way down to 0 this time. Now, once we go to 3 here, we can safely play it as you win the game, or we just mill if they go to kill one of the creatures. GG. All right. So, mono black. I'm going to pull up Goldfish now and just kind of look what these mono black decks usually have. I can imagine it's just like ley lines, stuff like that. This deck hasn't really been played too often. Kind of fell off. Okay. So, just picked up a random list. Whoops. Kind of looking over stuff. Dothies. Yep, that's going to be a card that comes in. Probably Thoughtseize. I just cut my Veils. Okay, so the One Ring, so we'll want to leave in our one creature. And then still has big creatures that I have to deal with, so our Unholy Heats are going to be excellent. Dismembers are actually probably pretty good. Maybe those are even better. All right, what do we want? I don't want any of our blue cards. They're not good enough. Needle for the One Ring could be a decision, but not the biggest deal. It's all about Necro dominance. Yeah, I mean, I guess if it's all about Necro dominance, maybe I should try to counter that. But they look at my hand so often that I feel like having a force is bad. Having a negate or two could be good. But I don't want to over sideboard here. The Shuko and Mox Amber, those are kind of the go-to slots that you can take out. Now it's just, how much do I want to respect their hate cards like Dothy Voidwalker? And how much do I want to trim on my stuff? I think trimming on one breach is reasonable. And then it comes down to like the blue creatures. Do I want to trim on any of those? And if they do have Dothies, my Emerys are very bad. And they're not even that good anyways. So I'm going to go like that for 2 Dismembers. Kill Dothies, kill Shieldreds. That's good enough for me. All right, let's do it, chat. Okay. Double Grinding Station is quite bad, but everything else about the hand is pretty good. But like if I get griefed here and they take Tamiyo and Emery, I feel so very bad. I don't like mulliganing against their deck, so I'm going to keep it, but I could easily see this game not working. A classic keep-lose situation could be imminent for us. Okay. Take Grinding Station. It's the card that killed you. Get him out of my hand. Damn. All right, so they have the nuts, and our hand is bad on the draw, so if we win this game, it'll be a miracle. They're probably going to take the only other castable. I mean, Grinding Stations are technically castable, but... All right, so we can go turn 2 grind into Emery, so that's not so bad. Now, do I want to Saga right away? Probably still not. No, we just want to maybe get value off that. Eventually, Saga can take down Grief. So next turn we can go Saga Grinding Station. It's not so bad. Now we hope they just have more hand disruption. Have a hand of all Thoughtseizes. We don't care. Or maybe no lands. That'd be cool. The deck plays like 3 total land. Now, the only thing we don't want to see is Necro Dominance next turn. Then we're in trouble. Ooh, okay, now we can play Emery. That's nice. That was a nice bobble. All right. It's a little brutal if they have Orcish Bowmaster as they would get to kill my Emery, so I'm not going to sacrifice this bauble until I know it's safe. No Necro Dominance! No Necro Dominance, no Bowmasters. Kind of a tall order. Okay. Ugh. Now I'm still forced with another dilemma. Since I pretty much know what I'm going to do next turn, I'm just not going to sack it. I don't want to lose Emery yet. Okay, a good draw. Now we can go get a drum for green mana, or if we draw green mana, God forbid, we can get Haywire Might to insulate against Necro Dominance. Okay, it looks like they maybe didn't have it. Shit. Well, we just have to let them do their thing. See how many they draw. See if we're just dead. They drew 6. Soul Spiking Emery. Okay. Gonna make a construct. Now, I think I need green mana, so I am gonna do some bobbling. I don't think I win the game by killing them with a construct here. Yep. Okay, that worked. Okay, can I make another construct? I'm gonna get the drum. So I need land plus drum. I don't think I can make another construct here. I want to be able to kill the creatures and stuff. Drum. Haywire Might. Grinding Station. And attack. Now, we're not going to Haywire Might now because they skipped their draw step. And we'll say go. No draw. Dothy, Void Walker. I think I want to kill this first. And exile this. Then we'll kill Dothy later. Yeah. They have 2 Dothys. This is kind of bad for us. That's the stuff I have. Maybe not super bad, but it would be kind of bad. Okay. So now they can dismember our construct if they need to, and they're going to actually draw a magic card next turn. I don't really want to mill a bunch of cards into that. But I do also want to bring back cards, so... We're definitely going to start with this. I could mill them, so they don't draw that. Let's attack. I mean, I think forcing them to kill an Emery with that and then dismembering this if they want to, I think seems totally fine. All right, let's just hope we don't hit busted stuff, but whatever. I mean, if we hit Breach, the worst thing to hit here is Thassa's Oracle. As then we can just never combo. Oh, none of that's bad. All right. Kind of regret not making another construct earlier. Surgical extraction on Bobble. I don't care. Just bring back Haywire Mites. It's a good card to have against me, though, for what it's worth. All right, one card. They're drawing Fell of the Profane, so they can kill at least the construct, and then we're just bringing back Haywire Mites, and we can only bring it back once, so not great. Still love to top deck a Breach. Could Unholy Heat and maybe Nadu. They can just go kill both creatures, start over with a top deck war if we want, and I'd be fine with that. Now, do I want to mill them? I don't think there's any disadvantage to doing it, except they have a Breach. All right, I think I just let it go. They're keeping up for negate. Cute. Can you negate that? was probably the best draw, or at least one of them. Green. Now I've presented lethal. Nadu! Now if they find a one ring or whatever, at least I can might it. Okay. I've been griefed. There's Nadu. Are you going to free the clutches of my graveyard? Or are you going to go to 2 life points? 2 life points, eh? Alrighty then, I guess I'll just play Urza's Saga and say go. Okay, that's pretty good. Surveil. Ooh, I was gonna find it too. Damn. Well, do I want that since they're at 2? I mean, they can't attack with grief anyways. So no, but I guess I don't have Shuko then anymore. Okay. It's been a good game. Okay, so if they attack, that means a removal spell off the top is GG. I think they should have been attacking a while ago, to be honest, though. All right, can we get there? No. Nothing I can do besides go land go. But making a gigantic creature. And I can surveil. Shuko would have been okay there. As that's the play they would have made. I could have just Shuko'd an attack and forced a block, but whatever. Now I don't think they can leave back Doth, or now they can't attack with Dothy if they don't have anything. Okay, being at 9 is fine, so I'm going to fetch. As long as we have our Surveil land. They're all just revealed, right? Yeah. These are all the exile ones. Love having 2 surveil lands, by the way. Get rid of trash like this. Can't even dismember the construct. Oh wait, yes they can. Okay, so now my graveyard is online again. So I can go sack this to myself. Another brick ski. I don't know if I actually have a hit. Not a great hit. Now I do kind of want to just sack my Haywire Mite here. Gain some life. It's free. Bring back Haywire Mite. If they have a Surgical, this was kind of a punt. I'm going to keep this land in hand. And say go. But if they have a Fatal Push for the Construct, now all of a sudden we're just at board parity again. The Oracle's still in my deck. Never going to need this land, so I'd rather them fire off a Thoughtseize or an Inquisition just to see what's up. Got him. All right, chat, check it. We got the clean run so far. So let's play our final match here and see if we can get the perfect trophy. Our results have definitely been reflecting our really, really, really nice record. Oof. This one, I think I'm still going to keep, but it is a little rough as we don't have green for the Rumble, but just being able to do Saga stuff is perfectly reasonable as well. Plus, we get 2 draws and a Surveil to find a green source. I'm going to keep, but I don't think this hand's amazing or anything. Melton has mulliganed down to 6 magic cards so far. All right, and let's see what we got. I guess I could bobble first. Is that stupid? If I bobble first and I see a green land on top, I would have rather played Shuko. Nah. I think this first is better. Might want this, to be honest, but since I really need green mana, I'm going to try to get it. And I think we can safely bobble. There's nothing we're going to cast during their turn, so to play around a Thoughtseize, let's bobble now. No threat of Bowmaster, any weird thing here. So it is a Windswept Heath. Could easily be the bird. it would be only fitting that our finals match would be the second best deck against the best deck. Okay, maybe not. Who knows what this could be? All right. Still don't know, but I wish I had that Unholy Heat back. Okay, we did find green, though, which is great. Found 2 greens. I really don't know what I'm up against. This could be like a Valakut style deck. And if that's the case, I'd rather save Boseiju. So, yeah. Let's go get a green-red, green-blue. Let's get a green-blue. And let's get ready to rumble! Nadu, Nadu, Nadu. Ooh, not good. Okay, well, we'll get a bobble, a bubble. Get a bobble, try to find a Nadu here. We did put Grinding Station in the yard, though, so I think if we find Breach, we'll be pretty happy as well. But let's take another peek, try to see. All right, it's a Valakut deck. Boseiju to clean up Dryad is not so bad, though. But we need some help. This is a deck that's not going to give us a lot of time, and we're drawing nothing but air. So far, this keep has not panned out, but, you know, just flooded. Just flooded. And maybe the hand wasn't amazing or anything, but we have the Boseiju next turn, plus Saga. It's not terrible. This Reclaimer is going to get swole here pretty soon. Great. Another land is what we needed. All right, so let's just go Saga and say go. We're still a Breach away from victory, though. And a Nadu away from probably victory, too. Oh, wait, dang it. I should have played Shuko. Yeah, I should have played Shuko. Damn it. All right, well, we were playing very good Magic up until this point. That was bad. Dang it. All right, so now they have the combo of Flagstone and Elvish Visionary. We'll see if they go for Dryad first. I kind of hope they do, but then again, we're still ramping them, so I don't like our chances this game, if I'm being honest. Okay. Just doing nothing over here. Don't mind us. Okay. That is a decent draw, but, of course, not playing this has kind of impacted us a little bit. Not a ton, to be honest, but still, it's something I don't like to do. Okay, so blue or red mana. I think blue is fine. Shuko for second artifact. Emery. Now we have the mana to Boseiju and make a construct, but we have to sack a Scion. So, I mean, that's the cost. We are just giving away a Scion because we made a bad play. Equip this Shuko. Now we just need the bird, and then we can hawk to it. All right, now they can sack Flagstones to get a Flagstones, I guess. Yeah, bidding that Unholy Heat was also bad, especially since we ended up drawing green. Every minor decision that we've made has not worked out for us. Okay, so now they're going to start putting Valakut triggers on the stack already this turn. It's pretty cool. At least that destroys our land and we can get a basic. Oh no! Another mistake! As we searched our only other basic, because here's our mountain. Dang. Just punt city over here. Wow. Every decision that we made has been wrong. I would love to. Yikes. so now they can go Dryad. Oh, wow, just the patience. Okay, I guess my Besechu is pretty face up. Grinding Station, I guess, but I think they could probably even, like, search for Bog. Or Breach is what I meant, but I bet they can still just search for Bog. Let's hope they don't have it, I guess. I guess I could test the waters to see if they have it right now. And now we go for it. After all this, if we still win and don't get punished for our really sloppy game, if I'm being honest, that would be cool. All right, red, blue. Breach. And I guess if they bog us, we could just auto-war the Breach back. And then we have to find Grinding Station again all over. But hopefully this just wins the game. They can't even get a Valakut trigger, not that it would do anything. Reprieve. Looks like that's probably going to work because we don't have the Scion. Wow, classic. Just classic. I don't think they're going to kill us, though. And then we can just try to do it again next turn. Because we've already played a land. If we had the second Mox, we could do it. We could try to Emery for it, but it's not worth the risk. Guess I could look on the top of my deck. All right, let's let this happen. Let's attack with this construct. Should have attached Shuko as well. Wow, I'm playing sloppy. Whatever. All right. I'm going to bobble myself because if I see a Mox Amber, I can win the game. It's not a Mox Amber. Okay. Well, in that case, we just say go and... I mean, right? I can't play this. Yeah. We'll just say go and hope our channel lands can keep us alive. With our Scion, though, if we just played Shuko that one turn, we won this turn. Good job, Corey. It's a tough deck. It really is. And there is going to be a learning curve for anybody who's just starting to play the deck. So, you know, don't get too down on yourself. Okay. I feel a little better that I'm at 10 instead of 9. Okay, don't care about that at all. There's still this Dryad. Wow, okay. So what do they have? I guess I'm going to go end step Otawara. See if they have the Bog. And if so, they have to use it now. But I don't think another Reprieve will do it here. Okay. Just wanted to get that out of the way. And now we'll try to win the game. Breach. Reprieve. Okay. With the powers of my land in hand, this shouldn't be a problem. Can't believe we're going to win this game after we played so sloppily. Oh, yes, I can, because this deck is broken. All right. Tra-la-la-la-la. All right, 9-0 in games. This is a big game. Even if we go 2-1 here, I think this is a fail. I want to win it all. Okay, Dismember against this style of deck seems pretty good. Shit. I mean, I really don't know how they kill me. You know, I mean, Valakut Dryad, definitely. Maybe this is a prismatic, whatever, style deck. I'm just unfamiliar with their game. Haywire Might I'm going to leave in just in case. The Unholy Heat seem pretty decent, but not amazing. Really, the questions are going to be, do I want Force and stuff like that? And I don't know the answer. I think that's the only thing I think I for sure want, is just ways to deal with the creatures, but it could just be the wrong way to sideboard if they're a Scapeshift deck, you know? Then I would have been begging to bring in Negate and Forces. I think Negate is a safe one anyways. I think my Tamios are great. I think my Emerys are probably good. They might have a Bajuka Bog now. It's probably in the sideboard if they have it. Which makes this worse. But I guess we can trim. And maybe trim one combo piece. Call it good there. Maybe I'm supposed to trim a Nadu instead of a Breach. Yeah, Nadu can combo through the graveyard stuff, and they just saw me win with the graveyard stuff. So usually people over sideboard when they don't know what I'm playing. And we do still have the benefit of, if you play this deck, people still really don't know exactly what you're doing. All right, well, we have Breach, we have Grinding Station, so the combo is kind of online, but no blue, no second mana, can't keep. Okay, this hand's great. Turn 1 Emery, I almost never say no to. And this hand is no exception. Now, I guess if they go turn 1 creature, I could go turn 1, play my hand, including the drum. And Unholy Heat their thing. I mean, it's a Reclaimer deck, so I think that seems good to me. Let's keep, and let's put a Bobble back. Hell yeah. This is one of those draws that is kind of, it looks ridiculous. Because we can play our entire hand right now. Come on, have the Reclaimer. Let us do all the things. This is going to be sick. Okay. Got a land, not too bad. Let's get blue-red then. Drum. Mox. Emery. Found a Grinding Station. Drum. Unholy Heat. Now, I don't want to mock Bobble right now. I mean, but if I lose Emery here, this hand kind of falls apart. So this, as it looks really, really good, it's not that good of a start, and I could easily lose here. As these artifacts become useless if my creature dies. Glad they didn't play that on turn 1. Holy shit. Okay, well, we can't do the bobble trick now, which is still really bad. All right, so... Yes. Let's get blue, I guess. Maybe red is better. Yeah, red's better if I have blue-green dual, I guess. And yeah, I have a blue here, so. Well. Endurance on top. Good one to know about. Terrible draw. We could have won with a breach. That was the other combo piece. Well, not much to do here besides just play a grinding station. Do a little surveilling. Do not want to bobble. And we'll be on our way. All right. Haywire Might would be nice. A breach, I think we still... No, we can't win because of the chalice. So... All right, let's just play this. Now we're really set up to play through the endurance if we can find a way to kill the chalice and find a breach. Don't want to attack into the endurance. And we at least have a surveil land to try to find some gas. We want to try to find a Nadu and put a Shuko into the yard. That's kind of the dream. They might just aggressively endurance here. Honestly, I think that's kind of the best way to do it. People that hold it to try to deal with the combo, I just don't think that works. But now I can start sacking Grinding Station to itself and at least replay it. Or try to find a Shuko or a Haywire Might. Finding the Haywire Might would be ideal. More? Okay. No lands? Alright, so 3 spells in hand. Let's sack this first. Damn. Would have drawn the Saga. Alright, then let's do some surveilling. I'll keep that one. Too good not to keep. Let's rumble. Huh. Wow. Well, that was just perfect. Okay, so... Wow, we did it. I need the land, no. Alright, so we gotta get the breach. Unreal. Let's click Haywire Might. Oh my god, we just win right now. Get that out of there. I don't think I can play around second endurance, though. Well, maybe. Yeah, actually I can. Wow. Incredible. With this bobble in hand, I can actually play around it. Mox Amber. This is incredible, y'all. We did it. The perfect! We actually did it! Yes, chat! Sorry, not chat. I'm so used to streaming these, but this one's just for you, YouTube, as a nice tutorial. And, I mean, what better way than this kind of masterclass? And the 2 matches that I played last night at 3 a.m., for what it's worth, I wanted to play a little bit more Magic, was against 2 Tron decks. My worst matchup, but the 4 Consigned to Oblivion just really, really did it. So, y'all, I mean, 5-0, 10-0. If people aren't going to start taking this deck seriously now, well, it's a mistake. I think it is the best deck in the format next to Bant Nadu. I mean, it's hard to say any kind of roguish deck is better than Bant Nadu, because I think if this deck became a known quantity like Bant Nadu is, people would hate for it. People know how to play around it. So I think it's the best deck right now until people learn how to play against it, because it's incredibly tough to play and play against. So that really hinders the deck's results, but people are starting to do well with this deck out in the wild. So I have some high hopes that this deck could be the best. But I think with Bant Nadu still putting up the results it has right now, with everyone knowing what's in the deck, gotta put that as the best deck for now. But we'll see. Give it time, and we got this. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. I'm going to be sticking with this list, pretty much locking in the same 75 more than likely, to start writing up my sideboard guide and article. If you are interested, if you are interested in that style of content, my Patreon is the place to go. I have a description below, and Baltimore's next weekend. Before every SCG, I always put at least my sideboard guide of the deck I'm playing for the main event in there. Main event's Modern, so I'll be putting this deck in there. So you'll get that, and then more than likely, as long as I have time, which I do have a decent amount of time, I'm going to write up an article as well. There's an article on the deck with a previous build, so you already have content on the deck, but I want to make it content on this specific list for all of you that want to play the deck. As long as Nadu hangs around, I'm going to do my best to get Nadu banned here, but it's not going to be the deck that you would think. So, all right, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.